Now, Fox Sports Extras Spotlight.
The spotlight shines tonight on the Rockets in the NBA draft. It's only 3 days away. For the lowdown, we bring in General Manager Carroll Dawson. It's close to your last go-around here before retirement.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
This is a tough one to end on, too.
It is.
Hard to read. I don't think we've ever been this close to the draft and hadn't figured out what's in front of us yet and who's taking what. It's the people in front can't seem to make up their mind. It's I think it's a bunch of people that can play in the league and do well, but they're all pretty close together.
No franchise players, no surefire all-stars. So will teams just draft guys that fit their system as opposed to picking the best prospect?
Keith, I think there's not any franchise players, but there's some of these guys could turn out to be all-stars. It's according if they get the right place and how the workout comes, and because they're young enough, and some of them they could be, but it's hard to project right now.
Let's talk about Brandon Roy, because he was in yesterday for a workout. We talked to him as he left town, and he's one of the top talents in this league, and people think that he is one of the few guys who's NBA ready, and his agent tells him that you guys want to trade up in order to get him.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he'd be a good fit for you guys.
I think he's a good fit for a lot of people, and I don't think he's going to be there for us. I mean, he's one of the more ready guys that's ready to play right now, and he's had a very good senior year, and I think that and looking at how he's done in all the places he's visited, I think he's opened a lot of eyes. So to see him to make it to 8, it'd be a stretch, but there's going to be somebody there that, I think tomorrow it'll be a little bit clearer, Tuesday will be a little bit clearer, and I hope by Wednesday we've got a good picture. We just need those people in front of us to, decide on somebody, I think, so we'll know.
Does Roy excite you so much that you're just going to exhaust every single kind of possibility in order to jump him and get him, or is his talent and promise and potential not quite that strong?
Well, there's a lot of guys that impress us that way. I mean, he's one of the guys that, because we have a vacancy at the 2 guard this year because, we had Wesley, and we had John Berry, and we had Derek, who we traded, so that's a spot that we're looking at very strongly. And there's a number of 2s, as far as there's Ronnie Brewer, and there's Ronnie Carney, and also J.J. Redick. So there's a lot of guys we're looking at there.
Because of the playoff drought, is there a feeling within the organization to maybe take a risk, either on a player or a contract or a personality, in order just to get the talent, in order to get a jump stop? Would you draft differently now as opposed to 5 or 6 years ago in that sense in terms of taking a risk?
We have always been risk takers. I mean, look at the trades we've made and tried and to do things that, Leslie Alexander gives us the opportunity to take risks because he wants to win championships, and that's what motivates him and what motivates us all the time. So we do take a lot of risks, and I think all the teams that do well in this league that, if you look at the times they've been to the playoff, have taken a lot of risks, and we have over the years, and we're always willing, we want to cut the risk down as much as we can, but we are risk takers, and we do things that if we think can get us back to the championship, one thing we got to do now is get people well, because we're going to be a lot better team this year if we can just get Tracy and Yao ready to play 82 games, and that, then we can fill in the right way where we can have an exciting year.
Is your gut instinct that you'll probably end up picking at 8? Do you feel like you'll be able to make the jump up? Is there a scenario where you would move down just to get an extra player?
Well, the opportunity to move back is tremendously greater than moving up.
Right.
We're still going to try to move up because, we always find that the better players are toward the front of the draft. So, I mean, that's what we try to do.
But it's so even. I didn't know, maybe if you went back just a few spots, you could still maybe get the guy at 8,
Well, in most years when who's falling, but, like I say, it's the most unclear draft I've seen in all the 28 years I've been doing this, and it's just, it's really, I mean, for instance, 2 weeks ago, this Italian kid, Bagnani, was talked about being the #1 pick, and as of today, he could get to us. And so tomorrow he might be the #1 pick again, and it changes every day. So
you said the same thing about Adam Morris, saying he could go 1 or he could go 7 or 8 too. So it really is kind of a crapshoot.
And 3 weeks ago, Tyrus Thomas was the first pick in the draft, and so now he's not. So I mean, it just changes. But you get a sense that there's going to be a certain 10 guys that's going to be in there somewhere, and so you just study all of them and try to get ready for who's left at 8 when the top 7 have been picked.
Very good. I know you've been doing it for almost 3 decades.
Yeah.
We're out of time, but the next time we're going to ask you about your favorite draft story, some sort of cock and bull from somebody. So,
I'm not sure about that, but there's
Save
been a
it
lot
for
of funny
us.
things happening in draft.
No doubt about it. Carroll, thanks for your time.
Keith,
We appreciate
my pleasure.
it. Oh, very good. Thanks.